All right, welcome. And today we are going to do a question called fixed point. All right, so here you can see on this IDE, it's called fixed point. So what the question asks you to do is a fixed point in the list is where the value is equal to its index. So for example, if you have the list -5, 1, 3, 4, then 1 is a fixed point because 1 is the index. All right, let's read here. Find a fixed point. There can be many, just return 1, in a sorted list of distinct elements. That's important. Or return none if it doesn't exist. Here is a starting point. Okay, so the key here is sorted list, and then we'll discuss that later. Okay, so I have another example that I want to show you, so it's easier to explain. All right, so here's an example, okay? And what I will do is I'm going to draw the index, right? So here is the index 0, here's the index 1, here's the index 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, as you can see, it's pretty obvious which one is the fixed point. This one is the fixed point, right? It's pretty simple. So I'm gonna highlight it in red because the index, which is these guys, are the same as the value. So here's the only number that's the same. There could be many more, but just return 1. So there's one characteristics that you'll see that might help you learn how to do it. So by the way, what I just did here was the brute force solution. It's very easy because you can just traverse this list, and then at the same time, you know that you're at index 0, 1, 2, 3. So what you can do is you could just traverse the whole list and then always compare your index with your value. And then once you get here, for example, your index is 4 and you realize the number is also 4, and then you just return that. So what would the time complexity of that be? It would be O of n because it's linear, right? And then the space complexity will be O of 1 because you're not adding any new memory, okay? But can we do better? Yes, we can. That's the whole point of this problem. So like I said before, the important thing is that it's a sorted list of distinct elements. Now, the reason why this is a clue, it's usually always a clue. Whenever you have a sorted array, you can do a binary search on it. So that would give you maybe something in the realms of log n or n log n, but you just know that you could do something related to a binary search. So in our example, what we can do is we realize that we can perform a binary search because it is a sorted list. And then the way we do it is almost the same as a normal binary search, but you have to know when to go left and when to go right. So the key here is to look at these values. You have to look at comparatively the index versus the value. So let me show you a little hint. So you can see here, all these indexes are bigger than the values, right? Every single one of them. It's true for all of them. 0 is bigger than 5, 1 is bigger than -4, 2 is bigger than 0, 3 is bigger than 1. And then on this side, all of these indexes are smaller than these values, right? That is true. 5 equals 10, 6 equals 25. The reason is because this is a sorted list. And no matter what, once you have a number that's a fixed point, everything on the right will be equal or smaller, like the index will be equal or smaller. Everything on the left would be equal or bigger than the actual value. So that's super simple. And then look at these arrows, and that's basically telling you how to do the binary search. For example, if you land here, then you know you have to go this way because the arrow tells you to. So basically, if you land somewhere where the index is bigger than the value, you go to the right. And then if you land here, then you know that your index is smaller than your value, then you go this way until you find your value, or if you don't have any value, you return none. Cool. So let's do a little example of how to do a binary search, just in case. So usually what you want these 3 numbers. So for 0, for the low number, you want to start at 0 because the index 0 right here. And then for the high, you want all the way this index, which is the max index. So it's length of this array, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. And then what you do is you just keep recursing on this function where, for example, the middle, 7 plus 0. So you do, let me write it here, 7 plus 0 divided by 2. That will be equal to 3. So then mid would be 3. So then 0, 1, 2, 3, you're here, right? And then, like I said before, is the index bigger or smaller than the value? It is bigger. So I want to go to the right side. So now I'm going to go to the right side. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say low becomes 3 now. Actually, sorry, I meant 4. Because if we give 3, if we put 3, there is a moment that we're going to have like an infinite loop and that we're not progressing. We have to progress either from the low side or the high side. Okay, so we have 4. And then the new mid would be 4 plus 7 divided by 2. And that would be 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, this guy's my new guy. Okay, so now we do it again. We see if we have to go to left or right. Here we have to go to left. So then this time, high would be 5. And then we do the same thing. 4 plus 5 divided by 2, that equals 4. So then 4 is this guy. So now we're here. And then we see finally that the index is the same as the value. So we just output 4. This is our answer. And then that's pretty much it. That's how you do it. All right, so let's code it up, see how we do it. So first, we will write a helper function. The helper function will be the binary search. Okay, so helper. So what happens, what do you need in the helper? You need low, high, and then also you need the numbers, like the array. Okay, so what we do is just write some edge cases. So if low equals high, that means the 2 arrows we did before, if they meet, but you never find an answer, then you return none because you do not find an answer. And then what you want to do is you want to calculate your middle, which is the same as low plus high divided by 2. Okay, actually, I'm pretty sure I'm not sure which language I'm in right now, but I think it's Python 3. If that's the case, I think I can do this. I'll double check. And then what you want to do, you want to see if the value is equals to the middle. Sorry, if the value is equals to the index, then you got your answer, right? But then if the value is smaller than the index, then you want to recurse and go to the right. All right, mid plus 1, high nums. All right, and then this is the other case, the last case. It's if you want to go to the left. Okay, low, mid, nums. Okay, that sounds about right. And then all you have to do for the answer is you just call your helper function. Initialize it. 0, length of nums. Okay, and then you give the array right here. Okay, let's see if it works. I'm not sure if this guy works. I think this should work, but I'm not double sure. I forgot. Okay, so I am using Python 3. Okay, yeah, so there you go. This works. And then we could try another example. The example that we did before, which is -4. Okay, I have to rewrite this. -5, -4, what else? 0, 1, 4, 0, 1, 4, 1025. Yeah, so it should give us 4. Okay, excellent. All right, so that's pretty much it for this question. Oh, I forgot to talk about the time complexity. So the time complexity here is a log of n because you're doing a binary search. And then space complexity is basically also log of n because you have the call stack of the recursive function. All right, thank you so much. See you next time.